What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Shot Tank. We've got a full crew today and a plus one. We got TJ. TJ, welcome to the Shot Tank. How we doing, man?
First Shot Tank appearance. Thank you all for having me.
It's a pretty big deal. You honestly might be just like the first guest ever on Shot Tank. I don't know. Is there ever been a guest?
I don't think so.
Austin and Brandon, Steve.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
maybe.
That's true.
I remember that one actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, TJ.
Yes,
Yeah.
Rug.
Almost.
Well, we got a fun show today. We'll talk a little bit of NFL all day and some Jolly Jokers. We'll do that up top and then maybe save the back half for Top Shot. If you're in the chat, I see I'm only going to share one comment, and it's JP. I think we should spend a good 45 minutes to an hour talking about the CNN rug, huh? The vault is closed. All of our CNN NFTs of Biden and Trump winning, all worth zero now. It's tough. That was tough for us.
Didn't you have a couple of those, Mike?
Oh, I got a bunch of those.
What happened
A bunch?
to CNN?
Oh yeah, I honestly, I feel like the writing was on the wall. I tried to flip a bunch of them. I think I sold one of them last week. Yeah, I know. I didn't get a bunch of them. I got like one of. I think I probably got like 4 or 5 of them.
Just all the Trump ones, right?
Yeah, dude. I just don't know what to go down the road. Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, CNN rugged. But let's talk some all day. I guess we could just start here because TJ and I had this conversation a little bit earlier talking about NFL all day, and I feel like it would be good to get some other perspectives on it, and then TJ's yours as well. But based off of yesterday's pack drop, and then we get a notification today that we have a little fireside chat with the economists. Is that what they call themselves, by the way? Is it the economists? The all-day economy lead. I don't know. We can kind of just like pop around. Bless you, Jeb. We can just pop around. Actually, let's start with John. John, what was your like first reaction with everything that went down yesterday and kind of where we're heading?
Yeah, I mean, I think the queue lasting forever never helps, right? But it does live up to the all day name. But then, having people lap the queues, I think is also a pretty clear sign that it's not trending in a good direction. And then on top of that, all day, and maybe Top Shot does too. We haven't really seen a lot of just normal rares come out in a while, and maybe we'll get there as well. But I mean, all day rares are trending in the $30 direction right now, and so kind of just like, what are those just like that much different than commons, uncommons, whatever you want to call them. So anyways, I think the 2 pack drops over the first 4 weeks and basically adding like 80 new moments, almost close to 100, I think, when you add in some of the other ones they've done throughout the weeks for the celebration or for the starter, or what the hell, the reward packs. I think that's not a very good pace to start with, right? And like I think we joked when the Top Shot playbooks or the Top Shot roadmap came out last year, and it was like the max amount of players we'll have in the base set is like 352 or something. It's like, holy shit, like that's like a lot of moments, and it seems like we're already trending pretty hot and heavy here on all day, and so yeah, I mean, I think they've definitely got some kind of work to do here to kind of get things back, but I'm intrigued to see what's going on tomorrow with the economy lead, and I like that they're maybe recognizing that a little bit and trying to get out ahead of it and talk through it.
Yeah, I thought TJ, I don't know if you want to like reiterate the point that you made on the show this morning, just kind of like a little macro about where we're at all day, because I thought that was like a good point, and it was like a good reminder of like positivity versus negativity and how we're at a point right now.
Yeah, I think what I was saying earlier is just that it's kind of not surprising that we've hit this at the 5-week point. The first 2-3 weeks, everyone's loving everything about NFL all day and everything about the playbook, because when our account values go up, we automatically are like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And then account valuations start to go down. All of a sudden, people aren't super thrilled. I think it's just like not an easy problem to solve for either way. And I mean, I think we talk about user growth all the time, and I think that's really at the core of it, but like it's not going to happen overnight. It hasn't happened overnight, and it's never going to happen overnight, I think, is really kind of the reality that we need to set into. That doesn't mean that it makes everything okay, but that's kind of, for me, the way that I've been zooming out on things a bit. The one thing that I will say about the all day team is that, they definitely seem very responsive and adaptable, and it's good to see that they're posting this fireside chat tomorrow. Like they certainly didn't want this to happen, and
Yeah.
it just sucks that it did. And yeah, I mean, I just don't know what the silver bullet is for new users and what those things are that are going to like really get people that aren't already involved. But until that, it's probably going to continue to be a decent amount of ups and downs.
Yeah, I would think. I think that's an important point. And Jeb, you said you did have the silver bullet, though. You know the idea that's going to get all the new users in, right? You have it fixed.
Wait, what did I say?
No, I was just kidding. I was saying, yeah, you have the thing that they can do to get all the new users.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I thought I made a joke maybe before we went live, and I totally had blanked
Yeah.
But I mean, I honestly think, okay, like this is, I know this comes off as very glass half full and even like shilly for Dapper. So let me preface this by this is definitely not I'm not like super high on Dapper lately. But I think it's also just important to zoom out and just big picture be like, dude, everything's in the toilet right now. Like the stock market, collectible, like established collectibles, like the collectible cards and cardboard, like just everything is down right now. So even if all day didn't make any mistakes and we're just absolutely crushing it, one, it would, like TJ said, it's going to take time to onboard new users. But two, we're just in like the worst environment for someone to have expendable income to be like, oh, let me check this out and like really see what's going on. So I think that's the other thing.
What about you, TSC? Where have you been at with everything in the all day streets?
I haven't really, like, I didn't really even look at the pack drops. I knew it wasn't, I just view it like a little differently. I view like when I'm buying a piece that it's very like gamified for me and my approach to all day. So it's either like a playbook like reason or it's a rumble reason. And I think because of that, I'm like in a way less worried when things go down in my account, because there's a purpose to them still. And there's like a reason why I spent them on that. So like, like when, I don't know, like who went down recently, like say Lamar Jackson goes down. I'm not too worried when his value goes down $10-$20, because I know that like Lamar Jackson's probably going to be one of the quarterbacks I'm deciding for my Rumble lineup. So it's like, because it has that other use, or he has a high chance of getting involved in rushing or throwing things in playbook, that like I'm okay with things kind of being maybe not always looking the great from a market perspective. But that also is a reason why I look a little less at packs, because like for me, it's there's less, like I'd rather be more specific for like that. So like opposite of the people buying 6 packs, but I mean, those people are more playing the lotto side of things, I imagine, or just, degenning and going max packs. But that's really like kind of why I don't get too worried and I don't get so caught up in those moments. I more like look at whether or not I want to sell a moment when they do get involved in a playbook. Yeah. And that's basically like, am I selling this now? Am I completing this? Am I buying something else because I want to do the yards and stuff like that? So I less focus on it, maybe like day to day, what's going on versus like when things actually hit.
And I think that's a good perspective, because like, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I mean, obviously, bought a couple Brady's early on, and those have, hit the tanker. But for the most part, like, I'm not like going after legendaries or like thinking, whatever, this is gonna be like, this moment's gonna be the next LeBron TSD or something. Like, I've mostly been trying to just build out the collection to compete in the Rumble, or in the Rumble, and then in the playbook streets. And so, like, the other thing that I think is worth talking about, and after having some DMs with NBL over our first couple, Twitter banters about gamification versus collectibles, whatever. One of the things that I don't think I did a very good job of like illustrating when I was, talking on Twitter and stuff like that is like, we all kind of knew like the prices were elevated, right? We all kind of knew like
Mm-hmm.
things were up, like relative to like what we see is going to eventually happen if they keep going down the supply route over on the Top Shot streets. And so, of course, we're still not there yet, right? We're still not to a point where every player has a $2 moment or a $3 moment. But and I still think, in my opinion, that we're quite a ways away from that, with the cadence that they have and the 2 commons per person, 1 rare, and stuff like that. But at the same time, I think, obviously people look at the account values going down and they see the red and they see, whatever. And so there's just like this air of like, oh shit, like all day's screwed. And yes, it's like things aren't popping as much or whatever. Like maybe certain challenges aren't going off as people thought they would, and speculation's not working as well as people thought. But at the same time, like I don't know, if I hold a moment and it goes between like $18 and $25 and it's kind of bouncing in between there, and like I have it for a couple weeks, like I'm not like super stressed about like, oh shit, I should have sold it at 23 and now it's worth 29 21 or whatever, like
Right.
it's just like I don't know, I think there's some comfort in knowing that there's like not going to continue to be like a ton of supply of all these players, but I do think that it's worth them sharing maybe what are some of their other plans, right? Because obviously they leaned into playbook heavy, and that's kind of carried the beginning of the season, but now that's wearing off a little bit. So are there other plans that are going to kind of get people going tomorrow?
So let me ask this, and it doesn't, no one has to have an answer for it, but because I think with the TSC, the way what you described was probably how people were talking about flash challenges on Top Shot about a month into it. And what do you think the difference is in like the longevity of that for you, or the sustainability for any of you, really, comparing that to? And I know it's different products, it's not the same thing, but like why do you think this one has a little bit more staying power? And again, anybody can answer that.
Like you're talking about why will like the all day gamification have better staying power?
Yeah.
Strictly because it was introduced at the beginning before they had a supply problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Top Shot, that came afterwards. That came after the 40Ks. That came after, while the 60Ks were starting. Like that was kind of like this new thing they added on, and like,
right.
all day got to learn from the mistakes and use the things that worked well. And that was one thing that worked well. And then they created the playbook, which was this huge new twist on it that improved it. And because they probably looked at, what were like the negatives of flash challenges and kind of tried to find something else that, got the best out of it. And that's strictly why it is. I mean, they can run it into the ground if they don't switch up some cadence, if they don't, select mint counts based on current users instead of future users, and all these different things that hopefully we'll get some clarification at that fireside chat that, is positive and not that we're going down that route. But like for right now, it's strictly because they started this process earlier in the overall minting.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. I also think the one additional thing I'll add to what TST said is that I do think I do think the playbook is a lot better than the flash challenges with Top Shot, because with Top Shot it was all in or nothing. You either had it or you didn't. There's no in between. With the playbook, there's tons of different challenges. There's some free options to get yards and all this stuff. And you can decide like, oh, you know what? I got 60 yards, but I'm still getting. So that's like having 60% basically, or like less, but like, you have like 50% of what's required. In Top Shot, that would mean you get nothing for it. And you have to sell. You have to sell the pump. But instead with Playbook, you can be like, oh, I can complete some challenges. I can still get some packs. I can participate even if I don't have the bankroll to go buy these moments I don't have. I can manage what I have. And if I have a duplicate, I can sell it. And maybe the next dip, I can buy another player that might end up in Playbook. So it just has that sustainability that I feel like Top Shot, we kind of knew it was going to like run out of steam, because, it was, people were dropping like $100 on a Justice Winslow Top Shot debut. So
we don't think that was sustainable.
Simpler times.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Anything else on the playbook in general?
I guess one just thing that I'll add is that I think it's nice right now for a theoretical, and we talked a little bit about onboarding this morning, Mike, but like a theoretical new user onboarding where it's like the playbook is kind of like the one thing where it's like, okay, I join and I can buy packs, I can go to the marketplace and I can participate in the playbook, and it like keeps it nice and simple. So I love that for now. I'm curious to see over time as existing users are like clamoring for more than just the playbook, how they handle that. Because I think one of the things with Top Shot is that because of all the complaints or whatever, there was like, oh, we're going to add this, and then we're going to add collector score, and then we're going to add leaderboards, and then we're going to add this, and then all of a sudden, like if you're trying to explain it to a new user, you need to like write a novel to explain everything that's going on. Right. So I think there's like a balance between keeping things simple, but like also keeping the existing user base happy, and it's a tough push and pull, no doubt.
Yeah, I think that was one of the great like adjustments they made this last week and carried it on to this week too. Right, is having like a couple of things you can achieve without burning moments, and I think we talked about it a little bit last week. But if you're a new user and you're like, okay, I just bought this stuff and now I gotta get rid of 5 of them just to participate, it's probably a little overwhelming, or I don't know, maybe rubs you the wrong way. So having the opportunity to do a couple of things without it, I think is pretty nice.
Well, I thought we saw some numbers that like on the pick'em or the pregame picks, there was almost 18,000 people that were doing those.
That's awesome.
And so that's a lot of people that are getting at least that free pack, if they got enough right or did the other stuff. So I'm assuming I would expect to see that 1-star number grow quite a bit this week. I'm interested to see what that is, but I think that's a good way to onboard for sure. And it's funny what TJ was saying, like it's like the catch-22. Top Shot got there because they were like adding all these layers to try to like unwind what happened, and then now we start fresh with all day, and like it's like 5 weeks in, people are like, all right, what the hell do we do now? Like what's next? Like I'm kind of on board of these challenges. So I don't know. I think people just need to be patient a little bit. And I mean, one of the things that we have to give them credit for is every single week, including now in week 6, the playbook has changed. They've added stuff. They've made, new wrinkles to it. They've, messed with different things. I talk a million times about pull some levers. Like if we're in beta, like let's make this shit happen, like do a bunch of crazy shit. And so I love that they're doing that and trying to get different reference points for it. I mean, it was really interesting last week how there was the upset in the pregame picks, and so a lot of people were on that like 25-20 yard range, right. And so it was to get up to 100, you had to do the 4th challenge. And so this week they moved things around a little bit to where you could still miss a pick and you could still get to 100 with 3 challenges. And like, I don't know, it's just kind of fun to like see some of that stuff happen. And like, people in my Discord were stoked about that today. They're like, oh yeah, now we only have to do 3 instead of 4 if we get one wrong or whatever. And so just little things like that they're continuing to tweak, I think is positive.
Yeah. I think I want to share Stubbs' comment, and that can kind of transition us, TJ, into some Joker talk with some of the Rumble contests. But I love this idea that you brought up today, like in the future, if we get down to this, right, by entering a Rumble or a collective, if we're talking about like an NBA playbook type thing, and then being like, okay, you get 5 yards if you enter a Rumble contest, and then you get 10 yards if you like cash in the Rumble contest or something like that. I love that idea that you brought up, and I really hope that is something we see like as they continue to grow.
I mean,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. To their credit, I mean, like John's saying, they're pulling levers, but I think also like it's been 5 weeks and they're continuing to build. Like we had people complaining in the first weeks, like, "Oh, why do I have to change my favorite team?" And now they have like actual like pick 'em.
Yeah.
So like, hopefully
we're gambling, baby.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully, I think they'll continue to build. Mike, you pointed out that hopefully we get to a point where they're like, "Oh, if you have Deebo Samuels and Cooper Kupp, if you have one of those moments, you can gamble like who's going to get more yards or something like that." There's so many directions they can go, and it's only week 5. Like it's not. I think people are being a little impatient, but like it's encouraging to see them messing around and continuing to build features.
Yeah, I think I shared it with you guys, and maybe TJ, you and I talked about it, I can't remember now, but I think it was All Day Alex, who friend of the show. We've had All Day Alex on the Sunday show before. who check him out. He's doing good stuff over there. He tweeted something out being like, all right, it's time for the NFL All Day team to kind of look themselves in the mirror and maybe move from every pack drop every 2 weeks to every 4 weeks. And just like the first reply, I think it was Colton, or it was just like the James Franco first time gif. I was like, it's just so perfect.
So funny.
But like we talked about, man, like earlier, they're not going to stop making moments, right? Like that is not a solution to this. For a couple of reasons, because they're a company that has like people to answer to and money to make. But also like it would be weird to have a season and not have any moments for the season, right? Like that's the whole purpose of it. However, clearly, like maybe the pacing either needs to be adjusted or something. So it's a tough needle to thread, and I'm glad I'm not the one making decisions.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw LG's tweet earlier, but he had a tweet about like maybe we could have pack drops only in the off season, and then the season is all about gamification with the existing supply, which like sounds great for the community, but like just not something, in my opinion, that's going to be sustainable for Dapper. I mean, they like need to sell the packs. That's how they make some money.
Go ahead, Jeb. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I saw that tweet too, and I was just like, I think it's LG trying to think outside of the box and come up with solutions, but it just doesn't make any sense. Like who is going to like that Pickens catch? That's
exactly what I was gonna say.
It was a great catch.
Yeah.
But it does not have the fanfare that the OBJ catch had. The OBJ catch was rare in the sense that people were talking about it like for years to come. That Pickens catch, if they released it in the offseason, no one would care. You had to release it now.
Yeah.
I like the immediacy. And I think they have done a good job of like picking the actual moments themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I also feel like it doesn't get enough attention in general. Like
I mean, they've got all the like between these first two pack drops, pretty much all the good rookies are out, and they plugged a lot of the holes of like rare only, legendary only moments like that. Like they did a really good job with the curation of these moments, and so that's why I feel like it's a perfect time to pump on the brakes and not release another pack until week 8.
2028.
But like I agree with what Jeb's saying. Like NFL is such a sport that like people follow like religiously weekly, right? And there's like these monumental primetime games where like the whole freaking world's watching. It's like, oh shit, like boom, they did that with the CD catch, right? Now we're gonna burn for this, CD one-handed grab that was like a pretty pivotal play, and like seeing them do more things like that, or even including like, hey, this whatever moment from this last week's game is like only going to be available in the 5-star packs on Playbook, right? And it'll happen for the next 3 weeks or whatever. But just like being able to like kind of lean into like those cool performances or those great plays or whatever that like everybody's talking about for a week or so, and like folding those into like being a little bit more meaningful than just being like a headliner and a drop or something, I think is important. And I think that's something that they can kind of easily do once they get their legs under them a little bit.
Yeah, let's transition and talk some Jokers, because I know that is going to tie into some Rumble stuff too. But why don't you give us the lay of the land, TJ? What's going on over there in Joker world?
Yeah, I'll give you guys the quick spiel. So the Jolly Jokers is the PFP profile picture project from the Own the Moment team that's going to be minting next week. It's a collection of 5,000 NFTs. Built on the Flow blockchain. You can purchase with your Dapper wallet. So same way they would purchase a Top Shot or All Day Moment, I can purchase with your Dapper balance. It's going to be minting next week in 3 waves. So if you got on our pre-order list by sending in 5 Top Shot moments or by burning a TOC card, the pre-order mint starts on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And then that's open for 48 hours. Then the whitelist mint starts Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern again. And then the public is Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So people will be able to mint their Jokers throughout the week. Love it. The mint price is $299, and then comes with some utility in the form of lifetime access to OTM Premium for Top Shot and for All Day. So on November 1st, the analytics website for OTM, all of the features that you see on there now with the purple P next to them, that's going to be going behind our paywall. And so there will be 2 ways to access that. You can either pay the weekly, monthly, annual subscription. It's a $200 annual, or you could mint the Jolly Joker $299, and then you get lifetime access. Connect your wallet on our website. We identify you own the Joker. You get access to the behind paywall stuff there. So for anyone that's an active user of the site, that's kind of the utility there. And then on top of that, we have 3 Rumble contests that are going to be for the Jolly Joker Minters with a total of $100,000 in prizes. And how this kind of works is that the more Jokers that you mint, the more entries you get, and also the more contests that you have access to. And there's kind of 3 main thresholds of minting 1 or more Jokers, 3 or more, and 6 or more. So as Mike nicely has up on the screen here, and then the field goal in the middle for 3. Oh, nice job. There we go. Has the field goal has a $50,000 prize pool. So I'll talk about the extra point one first, because that's the multi-entry. I think that's the most complex of them all. So how that works is that for every Jolly Joker that you mint, you'll get 1 lineup entry into this extra point contest. So it's going to be the only multi-entry Rumble contest. And so if you mint 6 of them, then you'll have 6 lineups into the extra point. And then these Rumble contests are cumulative over the season. So they'll probably launch around week 10. And then we would have an 8-week contest where each week your score gets added on top of it. And then with the multi-entry, you basically just get numbered entries. So I'd have TJ entry number 1, TJ entry number 2, if TJ entry number 3, if number 3 scores the most in the first week, but then I need to basically, when I enter my next week lineup, it's tied to that first one. So slight change from when we initially announced it.
Right.
Initially, we were going to be taking like the best of the ones, and then got some feedback, rightfully so, that it was going to be a little bit too weighted towards the multi-minters. So we have that there. And then if you mint 3 or more, you get access to a single entry field goal contest that has the largest prize pool with $50,000. And then if you enter 6 or mint 6 or more, you get access into the touchdown, which has $20,000 in prizes. And then you get all of them. So if you mint 6, you'll end up with 8 total entries, 1 in the touchdown, 1 in the field goal, and then 6 in the extra point.
In the extra point. Nice. And we were talking about this too. I know, John, this might be since you're the EV god, the field goal one with a prize pool of like 50,000. If you're someone who does mint multiple ones, I feel like you're going to be in a solid situation if you are a Rumble King.
Yeah, that does seem like kind of the sweet spot there. If you're getting the big prize pool, you're getting multi-entry in the extra point. You could probably cover your bases pretty well. You could definitely cover your bases really well with 6 entries every week. I feel like you could really make some things happen there.
Yeah. TJ, I
got a question for you, TJ.
Okay.
So I see my guy Mahomes here, the Joker Mahomes, wearing the golden goat necklace. So can you talk through the golden goats? Talk through some of the rarity tiers and some of that stuff that we got going on with the Jokers.
Yeah, sure. So what you see here is one of 16 golden goats that we have. So there's 16. So all of the other Jokers are randomized, but these were like curated to reflect a certain athlete across different sports. So there's 16 of them total. They'll just be in the random distribution of the mint. So everyone that mints will have a chance of getting one of the 16s. And then we do have rarities as well with the Jokers. We're going to be looking to post the overall rarities during mint, so that when you get your Jokers, you can kind of see what are the most rare traits. But it's I think we have like around 200 total traits. And then, the majority of them are pretty common. And then we have a couple that are on the rare side, and excited to get those out there, get some of the art out there. It's been a while that we were working on it. So happy with how the things came together. And we'll be posting those rarities for sure as well.
That's awesome.
I saw some people asking about this earlier, but is it basically going to be as simple as go to the website, click on the link, it's going to go straight to your Dapper wallet, and you're going to hit, buy like you're buying a Top Shot moment?
Yep. It's super smooth. I mean, that's what it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare building out the flow stuff, and Dapper wallet stuff. But like once you do it, the process really is. So it'll literally just be select how many you want to mint. We'll have the community partner drop down. So you select your community, click mint, then the little window will pop up with the Dapper wallet. You'll select your payment method, confirm the transaction, and then the Jokers will show up in your wallet, and then it'll be an instant reveal of the art as well. So don't have to. We've waited long enough. No waiting for the art after mint. You'll be able to see what you got right away.
Oh, that's great. I saw a question there from Deep Thread, and that did remind me because we gave away some of those, and I know that was before you guys made a couple of pivots with you were originally thinking about doing some best ball stuff. Is that going to come back in the playoffs, you think? Is that so? Say someone won a best ball pack at for one of our giveaways. How would what's your like plan with that moving forward?
Yeah, it's something that we've talked about. We have not figured out exactly what we're doing about them. We're going to do something. So either, if people are still interested in best ball packs for TOC, once that gets launched, we'll still have that. Mm-hmm. Or we talked about maybe just putting everyone that won that into like a raffle to win something more value. Because there's not really like direct $10 stuff.
Right.
We'll figure out something to do for that. We have the list, and it's on our radar. So
yeah,
you guys will get something for sure.
Cool. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I feel like we hit most of the stuff that the dog's gone. I feel like we hit most of the stuff. Is there anything else, TJ, that we needed to get out into the ether?
No, I think that's most of it. Would encourage everyone, if you're a user of the website, if you like Rumble, if you like what we have going at OTM, to mint some Jokers. Would personally definitely very much appreciate the support. And, it's going to be very helpful for us and everything that we want to do next. And like the Jolly Jokers is definitely a part of the long-term vision and everything that we're doing here. So It's been we've been grinding at it for 18 months and have plenty more stuff planned for the future. So excited to have everyone on board, and definitely feel free to reach out. We're using no, I'm just kidding.
If you are the last 20 people to mint, you get a really good chance at a golden coat.
You get the Blood Hollow Jolly Jokers. I'll say it again too. Like, I think if you were someone that was planning on getting the OTM premium, like if you were planning on signing up, then this is a no-brainer because it'll cover its costs like pretty quickly. So of course you don't come here for financial advice, but if that was the thing you were planning on doing anyways, that seems to make sense to me, even without the Rumble contest. And I know this came up too, and I tried to answer it in the chat, but with the addition of all of these Rumble contests for like these token gated ones for the Jokers, that's not taking away the free contests that you're having week to week, right?
Yes. Yep, definitely. So the main flagship Rumble contest remains as is, completely free to enter, nothing to do with the Jolly Jokers. We'll have the 3 season-long Jokers contests that are being introduced. And then, this is also really testing the stage for future things that we can do going forward, right? Like,
I was gonna
the goal is to have community leagues, private leagues.
What other kind of, potential do we see with Rumble, right? I mean, obviously, getting our legs under us here in the first season and the prize pool and stuff like that, but do we see a point where there's other types of contests within Rumble and kind of building that out, or what would you kind of want to tell the people?
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to many ideas there. I think the honest thing for us is like balancing what we can build versus like how we could potentially make some money off of it, and at least be covering costs. So we've been kind of experimenting through that, like different ways that we could monetize Rumble while also still providing cool stuff to the community. You'll actually see this week we have a sponsorship. So Boom is sponsoring the contest. Like that's one way. In the future, we'd love it if every week we have a sponsor, and that's a way that we get money coming in there. So I mean, it's a good opportunity for other businesses because it's 5,000 plus, like obviously pretty active collectors in this space. So it's a good group for people to be getting in front of in marketing. So as long as we can keep up with that stuff, I mean, to me, the idea of like private contests is interesting. Community contests, private contests. So that would be either like, you can have a team hold or a Momentum Labs or a Shot Tank, whatever contest that your communities enter. And then, whatever prizes get handled offline. Could also see a world where it's like, hey, you can, pay a small fee to create a 10-person private league contest. And then it's like you and 9 of your buddies play a 10-person league against each other. And on the side, you're putting up $20 or whatever, but nothing happening on the platform. So those are kind of the the different things that we're thinking about. None of them are definitely guaranteed to be coming,
Right,
but
right.
there's plenty that we can do, and definitely envision the product evolving over time, no doubt.
Dope.
Is there
Dope.
a way to include, like, is there a feature where people got to pay, $3 to enter a tournament, or is that outside of
I
the
mean,
wheelhouse of
that would be great.
legality and sports gambling and all that?
Yeah, there's a lot of complexity there in terms of legalities and sports bettings and the leagues, and I would love for that. That would be fun for sure.
I'm trying to enter 20 Rumble lineups a week, and I will pay for it, TJ.
No,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
I
saying,
mean-
man.
What about a trade ticket entry fee? I think that's the direction we need to go.
Yeah, there's got to be some like workaround that we can all come up with here.
Yeah.
and,
Might have to
get,
expand the legal team first.
yeah, exactly.
Dope. Well, thanks for coming on, TJ. I'm looking
Cool.
forward to
thank
seeing
you,
that
man.
get off its feet and hopefully winning some money in these Rumble contests.
Love it. Yeah,
Thank
thank you guys
for
for having me.
expanding the
Really
prize
appreciate
pool
it.
last week. That was
Yeah,
the only way
yeah.
I cashed.
All right, we'll talk
All
soon.
right. Yeah, see you guys.
See ya.
Did
Thanks,
TJ?
TJ.
All right, well, make sure everybody check out the Jolly Jokers for the Mint. I think probably all of us have shared stuff in the Discord, so you can see it goes some Greg Oden saying the SEC about to hit up OTM next. I don't even know what's real about or fake right now on Twitter around that. Like, because there's been so many bits around it too that I'm like,
I know.
I guess every NFT project's going down.
Yeah.
My not financial advice for taxes is, as long as you're reporting something, it's gonna be close enough. But whatever.
There you go. There you go. Let's scrub
That's
this.
100% not
Yeah.
financial advice.
Let's scrub this. Oh, you guys want to talk? We got 20 minutes left. You want to talk a little Top Shot, or is there anything else NFL All Day related we needed to hit before we pivot over?
I think so. Let's talk some hoops.
Let's talk some hoops. Yeah, basketball starts next week. This is what I
Do you
wanted
want
to
to
share.
do a quick 5-minute UFC strike update?
Yeah. Actually, we probably should talk about UFC strike. Only because of what happened, and then All Day
Yeah.
then had their own announcement today around it. That was like, yeah, my bad.
Whoops.
Yeah, I don't know, Jeb. You wanna take the reins?
Yeah. So the weekly
Hey,
5-minute
Pods
UFC.
just scored, baby. Sorry.
What's the score?
3-2. I hate the Dodgers. I'm literally rooting against the Dodgers.
I hate the Dodgers too. But anyways, so if you have kind of I'm sure everyone's heard some version of this or tangentially heard a little bit about the whole UFC strike controversy. It appears that one or two people, it appears one person found some sort of hack in order to pull a ton of champion moments from packs, which is not good. And it also appears that one of the mods who no longer works for Dapper, obviously, was able to use that same exploit and help family members or multi-accounts that he ran, who knows.
That's allegedly,
yeah,
right?
allegedly. Yeah. That's what I said. Who knows? We don't know. But it seems that people are able to get that exploit. A couple people figure out some sort of exploit, and it turns out that that exploit was used for the Rams team NFT drop as well, it seems.
Wow.
So UFC Strike has
These
said
all
they
good
are,
things.
they said they're not dropping packs for a month. So it seems that they're really working
I think
to
all
make.
they should do the same thing. Actually. take a month off. Top Shot 2. Let's just all take a couple months off and just audit the randomizers.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so they're looking into that. I think there's been. I will say that they're continuing to do challenges and continuing to burn, which I think is cool. I think so. It's good to see them continuing to move in that direction. So no packs and burning. So we're net negative at least for a little bit, which is encouraging to see. But yeah, obviously seeing that, and then so out of all the pack drops that had the champion moments that were kind of like stolen by people that used the exploit, UFC Strike gave everyone who bought those packs 10% of their purchasing back in refundable, withdrawable Dapper.
Nice.
So yeah, that was a little was a little interesting. 10% did seem kind of short. I think we talked about this maybe last week.
I think so. I
But
think it came out right before the show last week.
yeah, or something like that. And I just said like it does seem like kind of I don't know if I'd go so far as to say a slap in the face, but it does seem like a very low number. And I just wish that they would have gone ahead and explained why they landed on 10%. I think that would have been cool. But yeah, overall, we're seeing the market kind of take a hit as people like Regulator, we're seeing are done with the UFC because they're like, yeah, that's a pretty big issue that you didn't catch and let run for like 10 pack drops. So
Yeah.
I believe the rare floor is like $20, and there's quite a few at 20, and then the contender floor was always like $2-3. So nothing really has changed there, but I think we're across the board. We're seeing everything go down in Dapper, and this definitely did not help UFC Strike.
Yeah,
that's for sure. So.
Yeah, and I know you kind of mentioned this too. The NFL All Day crew posted a blog post around their investigation too, and mentioned that it was a third-party randomizer that they used. That it was not the same.
Freaking third parties, man.
Yeah, not the same thing they use for their normal drops, just for the team NFTs, and they're gonna pause
So
team
it's
NFTs.
the Rams' fault.
Yeah, I think it's the Rams' fault.
Also, yeah, just real quick, John pointed out they did freeze the accounts, and those accounts were not able to withdraw anything or sell a lot of the moments. So I guess there's a little bit of comfort in that. It would be cool if UFC Strike was like, hey, everyone who bought these packs, in addition to the 10% you got, for every pack you bought, you get like an entry into a raffle, and we're going to give away these 12 challenger moments or something like that. I think that'd be cool. I think it would boost morale a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting time. I'm still continuing to accumulate moments I like, but definitely was quite a bummer because UFC Strike has been crushing until now. They haven't had a slip up, and I think Mike, you said it on the stream. One of the streams that you were doing, because someone brought up in chat, but I had said that, hey, like, I guess it's officially a Dapper product now.
Your joke. That was your joke. Yeah. I gave you credit.
You gave me credit. Yeah. But yeah, I am. But it is such a bummer because they were continuously crushing, and I know it's like a smaller product that not as many people care about, but the people that were in Strike, there's a very passionate community. I think the moments are really cool. The team that run it is really small and are making a lot of dynamic, smart decisions. So hopefully, hopefully, I'm hoping that this is it's not just a hiccup. This is a huge issue, but hopefully they're able to recover from it and make the necessary fixes.
Well, if we've learned anything from our experience so far, I'm sure it's fine, and only up from here.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
With
Boob!
that-
I haven't seen Boob in a while. Boob, good to see you.
Yeah. So allegedly,
so many jokes.
Allegedly, the mod was behind it.
Terry hasn't seen Boob in a while. Come on.
And connected to some of the exploits, they have. I don't think they've either really confirmed or denied that, but he has been released from Dapper. They've mutually departed. Yeah.
It's not me, it's you. I don't think we should go ahead. What?
Sorry. Are we done with UFC?
No, that's what I was just gonna say. I was saying, I know
it's been 5 minutes. Yeah.
Mike was like, "Do you know where he is?" No, I don't think we should speculate.
He works for a fertilizer company, same as the other guy.
He's with the former GM. He's with Montgomery or whatever the fuck his name was. It's not Montgomery. I don't know why. Tristan. Yeah.
Tristan Montgomery.
All right, let's I don't know, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I was gonna actually bring up okay, so I feel like we should talk about Sorare for a second, right? 'Cause
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I saw Gross of Grego to bring it up. Thoughts on Sorare in terms of impact on TS? Is there enough demand for 2 NBA NFT products? If they execute, is that a bad thing? So here's my thing. Okay, we saw how well NBA X NFT did, so I think there's plenty of demand for 2 projects. First of all, all right, sorry, got to get that one out of the way. No, so I think Sorare is a largely different product than Top Shot, right? I think it's just kind of like, so for those of you who have gotten into like DK Rainmaker in the NFL streets, I would say that that's pretty similar to what Sorare is, and I don't really think like there's no debate about like gamification, collectability, like stuff like that, right? It is like 100% a fantasy sports product, and they seem to do a good job of managing the scarcity and the tiers and all this stuff, and the rewards are based on how you do in the fantasy contest and all this stuff. And so I think I just don't really I mean, obviously it's viewed as a competitor from a like time and money standpoint, but like I don't know, I don't think it's a direct like competitor of like everybody's gonna sell their Top Shot shit and like go over to Sorare. I view it as like more of something for people to do instead of flash challenges, or something for people to do instead of fantasy basketball or whatever. Like I played in a fantasy basketball league last year, and I sucked and I was horrible and I never checked it and I just did really bad. But so I'm like excited. I'm out of that league this year. I'm excited to play some Sorare and like get in the fantasy football.
Subscribe to Momentum Labs for all your
Yeah.
fantasy basketball
There you
needs.
go.
Yeah. That's why you should.
I think it's I
It's
think
not
it's
gonna
no
sell Java.
I think it's no secret that we're all going to be working with Sorare in the near future. But I don't think any of us are just completely giving up on Top Shot either.
No, I think it's only a problem is if like Top Shot continues to be a problem. Like I don't think the existence of Sorare is a threat to Top Shot. I think Top Shot is a threat to Top Shot. So I wouldn't worry. I'm not too worried about that. I agree. I think it's a different thing. And I think if like MBL is going to be so happy because if people are in Top Shot for gamification, now they have a place to go for gamification. So I don't even think it's that's like saying too, like, oh man, dude, there's another NFT project, so Top Shot's dead. I mean, how many stupid things you guys own? You know what I mean? Like people are in Top Shot and all day and everything else. I'm not really too concerned about that. I think it's more of a different thing. But I'm excited. I'm excited to mess around with it.
Regulator, no, I am not. I believe we all have inked, sold our souls to the devil.
There you go. So. When Top Shot roadmap, I think that's
that's actually what I wanted to talk about tonight. So because we got nothing else to talk about, so let's like start speculating on some roadmap. Let's start. I'm gonna build this up for us. All right, we're gonna start with like how do we think it's gonna be released and when is it gonna happen? Like last year, I had some sleuths doing some digging, like until day 3 of the NBA season. So like everybody shut the hell up asking for it before the season starts, right? So that's fine, whatever. So when do we think the roadmap's coming out? That's the first thing, right? That's what everybody's talking.
So I'm gonna call back to something that Kevin said earlier tonight, and maybe the roadmap's already out. He said a season without moments still on the table for Top Shot all week. Maybe the roadmap's out.
All we get are team TSDs and squad goals, and it's like
that link people were clicking today was actually the roadmap, just a blank page.
That we thought we snuck that link out though. We did find that link, so we know it's coming. Okay,
so I actually saw that might be bullshit because it was like the exact same link from last year, but just a 3 and a 4 or whatever.
So they would have to be naming the blog like the exact same thing, which
wouldn't that make sense though when you name the blog the same thing?
Whoa, when has Top Shot ever been consistent?
To answer the question, like, do we think it would seem like it would make a lot of sense for it to land this Thursday or Friday, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude.
Does it not matter? Are we moving on? So
how about we drop it? How about we drop it at All-Star break? When there's not a lot of basketball going on.
Listen, last time I brought up when the roadmap, I lost a partner, so I forgive me for being a little hesitant to be like, oh look, 8 cents confirmed without a roadmap.
Sorry. True. I'm just trying to figure out what else we're going to talk about with Top Shot, because I guess we could talk about Larry Bird or something.
No, this is what I wanted to talk about. Let's see what we got going on over here. Let's check in on these dynamic duos.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Mainly
Oh,
because I
boy.
wanted to see the pricings on the new ones. Hold on, let me do a little refresh. Because since I've yelled at everybody for selling them, so I was curious to see if we had a little boost here.
Did yours? Yeah, I was gonna say, did your yelling at them? Did that affect the price? Are you moving markets and giving financial advice?
Dude, Wizards are up $20 since I started streaming. So the cheapest one, the Suns, is at 109, and then the highest is the Cavs at 255.
I sold mine during this show.
Which one did you sell?
Portland.
For how much?
Dude.
127 or something.
What's
Dude,
it at
good thing,
now?
man. Good thing you locked those moments up, you know?
No, but like I paid 233 for the moments that I locked up.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So he lost
Get it up.
$100. I don't know, like,
no, I lost $100. That if in a year all those moments are worth less than $100. Yeah.
So far, the way things are trending.
But I purposely
20.
like spent just to do this for this one, and I expected it to be in the $75 to $125 range.
Yeah. So you're at the height of your range, so I like it.
Yeah, and I assumed that the moments would crash halfway in price between now and a year.
Yeah, I see that
in my calculations to do it or not.
Honestly, I thought that video you did the opportunity, or you created your own word for it. What was it? It was like you created like your own metric. I feel like
I did in a spreadsheet. That's probably why you're so excited.
Yeah.
Opportunity
okay,
cost.
Surprised about Rubio and Kevin Love being up so high? Like that seems a little.
I bet there's not a lot listed.
I mean, Timberwolves fans are pretty hardcore fans.
There also could have been some sweeps going on, like by the communities and stuff, by the team captains or stuff like that.
Say 16 available, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out like if the Timberwolves, so are the Timberwolves and the Hornets going to be like two of the kind of most random ones or whatever? Because like, the Hornets for sure because of the LaMelo.
Nuggets, I think too.
Cool Cats, but then like I was assuming a lot of people had like a shit ton of Timberwolves moments from way back when, so I figured they would be kind of the non-fan category. So I kind of thought those ones would fall lower.
I want to talk about this a little bit longer though, just in case I'm missing something. So TSC, was the plan? Were you like, did you just want to participate in this? Is that what it was? Like you wanted to like go through it so you could be like one of the collectors?
So I had like for my Portland one, for example, I'll bring it up. To get into the top, I spent $47 more to buy the pieces I didn't have in order to get there.
Okay.
So I spent $47 of pieces in my collection I didn't already have. So, and then now I've sold for after whatever $120. So just based on my things, yes, everyone's saying in the chat, being like, "Oh, you lost money." No. That's like what I had already bought those moments in the past. I already owned those moments. I spent $47.
So you already had lost money.
No.
Yeah, but that was from Series 2, man.
And I wasn't trying to say you were losing money, but like what I'm saying is it worth? Oh, that works. Why didn't you just say that? That's pretty funny, John. But my do you feel like that is an insane amount of work for $80? Like
no,
like it's
like,
work
because I did it only with like I did it once. I waited until like a week out, and then I made all my decisions, and I like bought what I needed, and then I locked everything, and it was basically I was only looking at the efficient ways to do it.
Right.
Like, other than my Raptors, where I was just like locking all the stuff I had, because
and then you have to remember he made a YouTube video and probably made like $2,000 off ad revenue. So
I
if
made
anything,
plus I made $245 off that YouTube video. So
245.
I do
no,
think
$2.45 Canadian. So like $1.79 for you guys.
I feel like my point is being missed here, though, in that it's like you. How many moments did you lock for an entire year?
Like 17, maybe.
Well, okay, Mike.
Max?
To be fair,
Oh,
didn't-
okay. It was only 17 moments.
I was about to say,
Something
Mike.
like
I think
that,
that's I
give or
think
take.
Mike, that's the point that's the counterpoint to the rant, because yes, there is like a lot of people that have locked up a shit ton, and like there's like there's the crowd of people who like lock their whole account on Twitter and are like stressing out over every Top Shot move and like defending Top Shot to the death, mostly because their shit's locked up for a freaking year. But then there's also like people like in TST's case where I think they said, "Hey, I have some of these moments in my account. There's some teams that are relatively like efficient to do. I'm gonna use this as a pure like dividend off my investment, kind of, right?" And like, yeah, I lock it up for a year. Like, I don't know, maybe it loses $50 or something total, but like hopefully it won't. And like, so that's where like everybody like, so like if you look at the run it back, right, where people, because I was having trouble trying to figure out how to like analyze the run it back set, right? Because it's like, okay, I lock up these 7 moments, and then I get a Dennis Rodman, I get a Larry Bird, and like, yes, there's a calculation to be made of like what the value of those other 7 moments are, but that calculation is a year, like 366 days from now, which like who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? Like the world can end. I don't know.
I mean, I know.
And so and so like so that's what I was trying to figure out. Like you can't really think about that too much. You can make the assumption that like, okay, all of these moments go to $30 or all of these moments go to $40 or maybe all they don't or whatever. I don't know. Like it's just hard to like figure that out. So it's just like I think it's just a total like kind of like a risk basis that people are willing to take and saying like, hey, I'm gonna lock these, I'm gonna get this moment, and I'm just making a bet that if anything, like I'm not gonna lose money long term on them, or maybe I'm not gonna lose that much, or maybe there's an outside world where all of a sudden they go up and it's like all of a sudden I get these moments back a year from now and they're worth more. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I guess to me. So wait, hold on, TSC. You only locked 17 total moments to get into the top 750.
I'm trying to look right now.
I will say to defend.
Sorry, I locked 27.
Wow.
Because
But did you,
I
just
only
buy really
did-
expensive ones?
No, I didn't buy expensive
there were
ones.
some that were really
I
efficient,
just
yeah.
did the bonuses. All I
Yeah.
was looking at was the bonuses
Yeah.
that were most efficient to do it. And then based on what I had in my collection and just based on the ones that had low thresholds, because there's a bunch that you could just do the bonuses and not buy anything else and get into the top 750. There's like 7,
Clearly,
8
Mike
teams
did
maybe.
spend all of September in the Momentum Labs Discord with people freaking out about the most efficient ways to do all these.
Yeah. Like
Mike
is that-
Mike just locked all of his Denver Nuggets and Celtics and then didn't
Didn't make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got nothing.
Yeah, and which is so funny because you guys for like 2 straight months were like, actually locking is like the cuck of Top Shot. Why would you?
I
even...
didn't.
No,
I
we
didn't-
said
I didn't
locking
lock. I didn't lock
immediately.
either. I would not lock. I was anti-lock, but I'm just saying I don't think it's as egregious that people are cashing out for 150.
It just seems like you're threading a much tighter needle doing it that way. Like if your plan was to get liquidity to lock
Yeah.
your moments for a year
Yeah,
to then
yeah.
sell one moment instead of just selling the moments in general, right? And especially if it's from a team you don't give a shit about and you're just doing it efficiently. I was just
agree.
surprised. I didn't think most people were attacking it that way because hey, it's the future of fandom. You know what I mean?
don't think most people are, and I bet
No,
you
no, I don't
most
think
of
most
the
people
teams it's not efficient at all.
Yeah.
Like at these prices, because like some of them, like to get in, like was crazy high.
I
after the
guarantee
bonus.
you, I would say 25 to 40% of people did not.
It's a
do
big
these
range,
efficiently.
dude.
Okay, that's less than half, and it's a lot more than a quarter. I would say a little bit less than half people did not do these efficiently, and they were
Yeah.
just like they locked all their shit, and then they're like, "Oh
Chasing.
God, I gotta buy some more Lamellos or something." Like they didn't look at like how to get to the tiers and like the 25,000 bonus and the 30,000 bonus, whatever. Like they didn't figure out how to do all that shit, and like that's not that's the fucking problem. I don't know. Like, figure it out. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah, just do a spreadsheet, bro. What the hell?
Yeah, just get into
Just join Momentum
spreadsheets.
Labs. So one of the things that I think is a popular discussion right now is, do we think these dynamic duos, the team top TSDs, are going to have a little bit of wild card utility
Oh my god.
this year?
1000%.
No, but you know what though? Before we even talk about this, this is setting up for people to get mad again. And it's already happening. Well, like the second these rewards came out, people started tweeting. They're like, "Oh, you guys don't even get this. You're selling it right now? Are you kidding me? We're going to be able to use this for every flash challenge in the month of December." Like, there's no way they don't do that. And like, I'm sure they will do it, but it's no way
yeah.
going to live up to the expectation that everyone is already setting on Twitter.
That's okay, yeah, but that's not even Top
yeah.
Shot's fault.
So
That's
no,
just-
I'm blaming the psychos on
no,
Twitter.
no, for sure.
yeah.
Coach.
For sure. Like, there's two things that, like, I'm just gonna go on record right now. Like, before we get to Thanksgiving, there's two things that are gonna hit pretty hard. The wait till the end of the season, or wait till the beginning of the season, people are gonna be a little bit mad, and then the like, oh, I can't wait for Top Shot's playbook to start, are gonna be really mad, because I've thought about this. I've sat by myself in a room, lights off, trying to visualize how playbook is gonna work on Top Shot, and I just don't really see how it works. So take me off full screen. I don't want to keep ranting, but I don't think it's gonna happen very well, and I think there's just there's a lot of collector lifting that needs to happen, and I think if I was in Top Shot shoes, I would try to jam that shit down our throats as much as possible in the first couple weeks and get people to burn like 70 moments for a rare, and like try to do all this shit, because like it is going to get old fast, and I think we're in for a little bit of a rough patch here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I also sat in a room with my eyes closed, but instead of keeping absolute silence, I was bumping Poland by Lil Yachty, and I do see a way that Playbook can work for Top Shot. I don't think it can work the same way, obviously, as NFL All Day. Obviously, that one, it's just built so perfectly for that. But I just think the like fundamental like idea of rewarding people incrementally, like, is a lot more sustainable than all or nothing. And I think there's multiple ways that Top Shot can attack that. And if they figure out how to do that, they can do a week of games. That's not that hard. That's how fantasy basketball works, is you switch players out every day, but like every week it totals up your points, and then you just see if you win or lose. Why couldn't they just do, hey, we have challenge for this game, challenge for this game, challenge for this game, or challenge for this day, challenge for this day. And you build up points. And if you get certain level of points, you get certain rewards. I mean, it seems pretty doable.
So here's my counterpoint to that. All Day started out a lot of value in these rewards.
Yeah.
Since then, the rewards have lost about 60% of their value week over week, if you look at week 1 versus week 6. And people are already like, yo, what the hell? I'm only getting $150 worth of moments in these free packs for doing these challenges. Like, when you do the math on what the Top Shot ecosystem looks like, the rewards are like even 40 to 50% of what All Day is giving out right now.
Oh yeah, it would
like,
be rough.
There's just nothing to like.
Okay, so
I don't know, man.
My counter to your counter is that they have to give away Dapper, like non-refundable.
I agree. If they could give away Dapper, the world, that opens up a lot of things.
Wouldn't that be perfect? That'd be perfect.
They specifically said they couldn't do that last year.
Yeah.
So hopefully they've been lawyering up this summer and working on it.
If they did that type of playbook and then gave away Dappers or packs that already exist, then the thing is they can burn tons of moments and not like put a ton more like reward moments back in supply.
That's what they should do with the rest of the Series 1 moments, right? This is what you complete the challenge, you're not guaranteed a reward, but you're guaranteed a spin on the reward. And that's how get rid of all of the good moments. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to attack this. I think
There's not a lot of ways. There's a very few amount of ways that they have to thread this needle perfectly. Jeb, I'm being serious, dude. You can't
I know
get people
you're
hyped
being
up because
Yell
it's
at
not going to
him.
work.
Get him.
all right, I know you're being serious, but there's like I do think there's like more than one way to attack this. Like,
Okay, but what happens when there's no more S1 moments?
well,
Like,
then
Roham's a
Yeah.
We start doing cosmics.
no. What I was going to say was, what if you do tickets to games, like cheap tickets to games?
Okay, dude. Really? We're gonna do okay, all right. I'm not even gonna say what I want to say right here because I'm trying to be positive, but we see how we're viewing tickets to games recently, and it's not coming from Top Shot rewards, baby. I'll tell you that right now.
No,
Captain. Shout out the captains, by the way. Who
Shout out to the team captains. That's all.
basically
Shout out to
basically
Momentum Labs if you want some tickets.
was Momentum
Yeah, that's
Labs
true.
giving away tickets?
We're giving away 5 pairs of tickets to top tip off week, and we're giving away 10 gift cards for $50 off in the NBA or $50 of merch in the NBA store.
Wow,
So,
dude.
Get in the Discord, baby. We're hitting tip off week hard.
Okay.
So besides
Good point.
tickets, Jeb, you'd also put League Pass up there?
League Pass merch. Like, there's a million ways to skin this Buffalo, boys. No, like I know, like things look bleak. I'm not saying that Top Shot's going to pull this off either. Okay, let me just make that very clear. Because even though I'm like coming off as like super optimistic and being like, no, like there's like hope. I'm not like saying there's actually hope here. I'm just saying like there are different approaches where a playbook type thing could work in Top Shot.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, so okay, I'll rescind my like hating on you because I agree. There are approaches that make playbook very appealing, or whatever they're gonna call it, full court or whatever the hell it is. I think there's ways that they can make that appealing. I do think it would be a pretty big lift from anything we've seen from a Dapper Sports product to date. So
Yeah.
that would be my only thing to say there. And my main point that I'm trying to hit home is like, as soon as it happened on NFL All Day, people were like, "Oh, dude, can't wait for Playbook on Top Shot." And then just like, but nobody is like kind of trying to think through like how exactly it works. And I
Yeah,
just
I
don't know.
agree.
There's a lot of paths that it doesn't really work out that well. And so I just
Yeah.
want people to be prepared for that. I want people to like understand what they're doing. And at the same time, like we just saw with like the Spud Web, and like they were trying to hit it hard with the vintage vibes, and then that got slammed out. But like there's going to be a lot, like if we're going to get to net neutral and it's not going to be through locking or whatever, like there's going to be a shit ton of burning that people need to do, and like they need to hit that shit hard over the first month. Like I'm saying 20 for ones, 30 for ones, like really get people going, lighten up accounts, because like if they slow roll that out, then if they slow roll that out, then I think I just think
Valley
it's
Girl
not-
Beats.
All right, I'm done.
You know what's gonna happen though, because we're already seeing it with All Day, where everybody's response to the burning has been like, "Yeah, burning's cool, but you know what? You want to know it'd be even cooler if they just minted appropriately, bro. Like,
Yeah.
why do I even have to burn? Like, and it's like, come on, man. Like, we gotta let us live. Let us live.
Yeah, I think I agree with you completely, John, that they have to like just like, because unlike All Day is like Top Shot has a lot of mistakes to fix, and so they have so much supply they need to burn, and yeah, they have to figure out a way that like people get rewarded or people feel like they're being rewarded for burning, and that they're not just they're not biting the bullet to fix Dapper's mistake.
Yeah.
The other thing with the like Top Shot version is that like it's not just the rewards, it's that like how much easier it will be to complete.
Right.
Therefore, like the rewards become like a supply thing, because you have to reward everyone that reaches those numbers. And if we're rewarding everyone that does, then you're putting more supply out or whatever it is, or like you can only earn League Pass so many times. Unless like you only get League Pass for the next week, and it's a week by week League Pass.
League Pass and Infinite Objects. Those are going to be the two things. Those are the two things I'm getting.
League Pass on
it's
an
a good point.
Object.
It's a really good point that TST brings up, and it's like another angle that I just want to caution people to get through. Right, like the easier the challenge, there's going to be 10. Okay, well. I'm not going to say 10 times because I don't know if we have that many people, but there's going to be a lot more completions on all day for the easy challenges. And as soon as they make the challenges hard, then that means the rewards have to equal that. And we just know that it's not going to like be a great little ratio there. So
and that's not that they shouldn't try it.
Right.
It's just that like we shouldn't think that we have this fix because we had fun on Playbook for 4 weeks.
It's not the silver bullet.
But I do think that it's gonna get that the flash challenges are gonna. So okay, I don't know how negative I should be, but there's a path that the flash challenges go this year where they realistically they probably need to start being a little bit more specific with the moments, right? So like just considering a floor rare of a player when the player's got 17 freaking rares or whatever, like doesn't really work that much, right? And like who knows? Maybe they're going to go the all-day route. I doubt they are. They're probably going to still have multiple rares from all these guys and multiple commons and all this shit, and they're just going to be lower mints or whatever. But like, you can't just keep going the floor route. It's just not going to work. And so then you're going to be like, okay, you need the freaking extra spice of LeBron or whatever, and then that's going to just like, I think really put a damper on things because then people are just going to stop like trying to speculate and stop like trying to figure out how to do it because they're like, oh, all right, well, I just have to like hit the I have to guess perfectly. It's all a wheel basically at that point. It's all
and
wheel
then that goes back to MBL talking about Dapper playing God, right? That would be the and I don't even mean that like facetiously.
I know,
but he really should have stated it that way. That is
he did.
Oh, he said that?
Yes.
I thought he always like beat it around that statement.
No, he had a 1 week run where he went full Joker.
I guess I read like the other 19 ways he said it and never saw that one.
No.
I've got a meme I got to make now. You just inspired me, Mike. But okay, the one last thing I'll say is honestly, I'll even take back the fact that I think Top Shot needs to give Dapper out. I think the only way this works is if Top Shot gives something that's not intrinsically attached to Top Shot. Like, so if they're giving out Dapper, that's still part of like the Top Shot ecosystem. I think they need like to give out something else that's not objects. It could be that, but just anything that's like not obviously it shouldn't be that, but the idea like would work economically speaking.
The way Top Shot can bring down AD is oversupplying them. If they control their supply too well.
I will confirm that I have not considered Top Shot giving away all day packs.
Man, you got to sit in more dark rooms then.
All right, as we start to wrap here, because I got to be done for the day soon. I brought this up this morning, and I'm almost I'm not hesitant to bring it up. We'll bring it up. We're supposed to like get the app, I think, by like Christmas, right? It's supposed to be like by the end of the calendar year. And the same thing that you were bringing up, John, about people like getting mad once whatever the playbook is that gets announced. That was my hot take of like, that's going to be the next thing people get mad about. I said, we've got about 3 weeks before people start saying 2 months till the app is live, baby. And then it's going to be like 2 weeks. And then it's going to be like, oh, on Christmas, I'm going to be able to send an Apple gift card on the Top Shot app. And I'm telling you, that's going to be the next thing that people lose their mind over. Then
there's going to be, so like, oh, that's actually perfect. That's a perfect off ramp for the just wait till the season starts, people, because then they'll just go straight into like just wait till the app launches.
Just wait till the app.
It's just like a nice little transition. It's good. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Oh my gosh!
But all that being said, I hope the app does come out in time.
Yes.
Anything else you need to hit?
I think that was a
Like,
solid.
pump up your show next week, dude.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. So I feel like everybody's probably heard already, but Tuesday, the first day of the NBA season from 12 to 8 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to be going live all the way into the first game. We've got I'll just share the screen. We got a bunch of fun guests. And listen, this is breaking news. I can confirm another guest that signed up. So if we take a look here, the day starts. We've got Katie Hendel, Katie Hendel from Basketball Feelings, Sam Esfandiari from Light Years Pod. We get the Top Shot Hot Boys. We've got Eddie Ricari and Shady, Harrison Fagan from SB Nation, Tyler Parker from The Ringer, Molly Morrison. I don't know if you guys know Molly Morrison, the meme
Grizzlies
god,
meme lord.
Yeah, meme lord of NBA Twitter. We've got Sean Hyken, Casey Kiernan from AM Hoops. LG is going to be coming on to give away a bunch of packs, and then we get some 89 Cavs, and then on playback, we'll have some fun people popping on, maybe like you guys. And I think I'm still confirming 2 more people that I'm working on right now. So it's gonna be a fun one. Looking forward to it. So get ready for that on Tuesday.
Real hoops in T-6 days, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm ready for it.
I was surprised to see. Maybe that just shows like how little I know about NBA preseason, but like I kind of thought they just went straight from summer league to starting the season, but we got some preseason games. We got studs playing in preseason. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. Like Giannis is like catching alley-oops tonight.
Yeah, and I saw Embiid too was like really getting after it.
And Bol was going on.
Yeah, Bol balling. He really
needs to go off.
Yeah, he does. He needs to make sure he's not on a 2-way. What about TSC? You got anything coming up?
Nothing directly planned. A lot cooking. Been away a lot.
Just like Russell Wilson, right?
Just let him cook.
more like Mike Zakarian.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Jeb, what about you? Pump your interview that dropped this morning.
Yeah, I just on this channel, you can subscribe and go check it out. I dropped an interview with Semi the Jedi. He's a UFC fighter who is up and coming, super explosive and exciting fighter. And if you're into UFC at all, I highly encourage you to check it out. Super great fighter, but also just a really cool guy, really good hang. I have a feeling I will be doing more videos with him in the somewhat near future. And yeah, I hope to continue to start interviewing more athletes because I think it's a pretty cool opportunity. So
nice. And Momentum Labs, of course, you can go figure out the most efficient ways to go rise up the leaderboards. What else is going on over there, John?
Yeah, like I said, we're giving away 5 pairs of tickets. We're giving away $500 in merch in the Discord. So check out the giveaway channel there and get hyped there. We are going to be hitting the Sorare streets pretty hard. I will pump that. We're going to have a little beginner's guide going live next week when they launch, and then we'll have some projections for their fantasy games as well. I'm thinking we may be the first place out there doing projections. So that'll be exciting and fun to kind of get into these contests early. And then tomorrow night, going to be popping back on to go through the week 6 preview for the DFS slate. Should have a special guest with me, I think. So that'll be fun. Not just listening to me murmur through analytics all night. And we've got a smaller slate this week, so we'll be able to keep it tight. Watch the actually, I don't know if we really need to watch the game tomorrow.
No, we don't.
Bears versus Commanders. That'll probably just kind of be hanging out on the side. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff. And week 6 playbook sheets just went live today. So fun stuff, babe. We keep it cooking.
Nice. And John and I too will be live again on Sunday, getting ready for the slate, giving away a premium pack as well. So
build another shitty lineup.
Build another just fucking dog shit lineup. Just firing money into the that just loses.
I've been crushing on DraftKings. I can't lose. So
there you go. Tell us what to pick this week. But yeah, good stuff, everybody. Thanks for being here. Make sure you go subscribe to all of us and use everybody's So Rare promo code. All right, where's the music? Play the music. Get us out of here. Oh, we don't. We just no. It's just the beginning. You're gonna get the intro and the outro.